What's good, YouTube? In today's video, we're gonna be reacting to how Michael Jackson himself became a Crip.
You see, there was only one person on earth that was good in every hood, and that was Michael Jackson. This picture behind me is Michael Jackson throwing up gang signs with the Los Angeles Crips. This picture is 100% real. Now I know what you're
Respect,
thinking. Damn, Michael
cuz.
Jackson with the Crips, this story finna be wild. And you're right,
You gotta
it's finna be
respect,
wild.
cuz,
Now this
man.
all started because Michael Jackson was recording a song called Beat It. Now if you listen closely to the lyrics of Beat It, he's basically talking about the gang life and how it's braver to walk away from a fight rather than risking your life. After he finished recording, he said, damn, Mike, you going crazy. We need to shoot a video for this right now. Michael said, I agree. So what gang members are we going to use for the actual video? And they said, no, we're just going to use actors. Michael Jackson said, well, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I ain't never been fake. So we're going to get the real thing. Mike's people looked at each other and said, look, Mike, it's the 80s. I know the gangsters dress like they should be in a Playboy Cardi fashion show, but like, they like that for real. Michael Jackson said, boy, I'm from Gary. Michael Jackson voice can get pretty deep. He said, boy, I'm from Gary, Indiana. Stop playing with me. You think I'm soft? Google me. Google my city. They said, Mike, it's the 80s. We don't know what Google is. Mike said, don't worry about all that. Just get me the gangsters for real. Yeah, you got to understand, Gary, Indiana was like that. I know the name sounded a little bit soft. No offense, Gary. But Michael Jackson's brother said, looking outside their window on 3 occasions, they just saw massive gang brawls. So Mike's people took to the streets. They said, gangsters, hello, any gangsters here? They said, we're gangsters. They said, yeah, so y'all want to be in a Michael Jackson video? They said, Michael Jackson? Now, you got to understand, it's Michael Jackson in the 80s, so it don't matter how hard you are, you're saying absolutely. So the gangster said absolutely, but
No
here's
bullshit.
the thing.
I ain't gonna lie, I think MJ had a lot of love, bro, back then, bro. You know, it's hard for a motherfucker to hear an MJ song and not, want to bust a move type beat.
Michael Jackson wanted real gangsters
No
that
bullshit.
were really beefing. So he got about 80 members of the Crips and the Bloods. And again, this is the 80s. This is the height of the Crip and Blood rivalry. Side note, if you don't know, Crips and Bloods are two gangs that started in Los Angeles, very, very famous for their intense beef. And to be honest, to say their beef is infamous is an understatement. The Crips and the Bloods are credited for making gangs as a whole in the United States famous. To this day, you cannot wear red or blue in certain neighborhoods in Los Angeles or you finna get in trouble. Matter of fact, there's a rule in Los Angeles. If you go to a club and a bar, you can't wear hats at all because certain gangs don't like certain hats. Growing up being from Los Angeles, I just thought you couldn't wear a hat if you go to a club or a bar. It might be in certain other areas that are heavy on the gangs, but I digress. But actually, I am curious. Let me know in the comments if...
I'm gonna do a little short story time, bro. My homie had went to LA. Now in Philly, you know what I'm saying, we could wear anything damn near we want, any hat we want. You know what I'm saying? You could wear whatever you want, pretty much. You feel me? We not really gang-oriented, gang, blood, Crip. Like, some niggas be saying bloody down here, but they don't be, like, crippy and no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just about it. But you could wear anything you want. But my homie went to L.A. and he had a hat on. Now, the hat had the P on it because he from Philly. But I forgot what gang it was, but some nigga basically pressed him like, what set you from? Like what you like where you from? He was like, oh, I ain't even from out here, bro. I'm from Philly. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga was just nice enough to be on some shit like, yeah, you gotta take that shit off, cause you know what I'm saying? We bang around this motherfucker. You got the wrong hat on type shit. You ain't supposed to have that on out here type shit. So it's like, and then my homie, I ain't gonna lie, he kind of respected that shit because ain't nobody got time for that shit. But that was just short story time. Like, they don't play about the hats down there to this day. Shit crazy. I never been to LA, but shit, I ain't going out there with a hat on, man. I don't got time for that shit.
In your area, you got to worry about your colors or the hats you wear like when going out. Anyway, let's go. So the director pull up to Michael Jackson. This is the director right here. His name was Bob. He said, yo, Mike, what are you doing? Mike said, you stuttering. You sound scared. It's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. I got it. Michael said the song is about coming together and putting aside your differences. Once they hear it, I know they'll be inspired. I just know it.
Yo, he sounds just like MJ. What the fuck?
All right, look, we're gonna be in a studio. So it's Mike said a studio. He said one thing for sure, two things for certain. I ain't never been fake. We shooting this in Skid Row. The director said, "You talking about Skid Row, like the infamous neighborhood in Los Angeles that has the largest homeless population because the government basically gave up on it?" Michael said, "Did I call the Crips and the Bloods and tell them to pull up to Skid Row. We gonna meet them there." So it's the first day of shooting, and here's where things start to get wicked. The director pull up to the spot, and the assistant immediately rushes out and says, "The Crips and the Bloods, they fighting. Whose idea was it to put them in a room together? Where's the director at? Where's the director?" The director said, "Director, that's you right there." Director said, "Huh? Oh yeah, what happened?" They said, "Yeah, the Crips and the Bloods, they in there fighting. Somebody gotta stop them." The director said, "The police rush in." The director said, "Thank God. Who called y'all?" They said, "Nah, ain't nobody had to call us. We heard the Crips and the Bloods were going to be in one location, so we just decided to pull up." Also, side note, is Michael Jackson here yet? The director said, "Y'all fanned out." "No, he's not here yet." They said, "Okay, we just going to be around. We going to be security. We just going to help him out, The director said, "Well, your timing is perfect. My assistant just came over to me and said the Crips and the Bloods were in there beefing." The assistant starts running towards them again. The director said, "Look, there go my assistant. He must be running for his life." The assistant pull up. He said, "Yo, I just got off the phone. They said Michael Jackson pulling up right now." The director said, "Are you stupid? There could be a gang war happening on set right now. You talking about some Michael Jackson?" The assistant said, "Boy, I don't care if it's the Crips versus the Bloods, the Boston Celtics versus the Los Angeles Lakers, the Stormcloaks versus the Imperials. We talking about Michael Jackson in the 80s. Lock in." The director looked at the police. The police said, "You do got to lock in. It's Michael Jackson in the 80s. Besides, the Crips and the Bloods right there. They look fine." The Crips and Bloods said, "Michael, come in." The director said, "Man." Suddenly, it was as if all the air was sucked out of the room. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. The aura was palpable. Michael Jackson had arrived. Everybody started
So wait, how the fuck Michael Jackson pick a side though? Hold on, man.
losing it. They said, "Michael, it's Michael, it's Michael." Michael Jackson said, "Hi, everybody, hello." And you got to understand, they're in the middle of Skid Row. You got the two biggest rival gangs at the time in the area. You got the police in the area. You got professionals, directors, industry people, and everybody froze up when Michael hit the scene. Michael pull up to the gangsters. He said, "Hi, and what gang are you from?" They said, "We from the Crip gang." Michael said, "Oh, okay, I like what you do with your hands. Is that some sort of ghetto sign language?" They said, No. Like it showed what set you from." Michael said, "Oh, The Bloods and the Crips actually get together and they call a truce. They said, "Look, Michael Jackson here, we got to be on our best behavior." And this was quite literally Michael Jackson's goal. He wasn't delusional. He didn't think that he was going to fix the Bloods and the Crip rivalry, but he wanted them to get together for a moment just to see that they could stop beefing and watch a performance. And watch a performance they did. This is actual members from the Crips in the music video watching Michael Jackson dance in awe. They said while Michael Jackson was dancing for the video, they said everybody in the room was stunned silent. Regardless of all of that, the director, Bob, was still playing no games. He was busting his ass to get everything shot in one day because he did not want to take no chances. He looked at bro right here. He said, "I just know that dude don't play." Dude said, The assistant said, "Man, you tripping. Besides all that, we got the police over here." The police said, "Beat it." You see how Michael did that spin over there? Boy, crazy, man. The assistant said, "Okay, I see your point. Let's wrap it up." And the thing about Michael Jackson is he didn't have to do this, but he genuinely wanted to change the world. This picture I was showing you this whole time is actually the second time he hung out with the Crips during the video of The Way You Make Me Feel. He was shooting it in LA again, so he called the Crips over. He said, "Yo, y'all pull up." And how this picture was taken is they actually went up to Michael and they told him, "Look, they made us sign an NDA saying that we can't take no pictures." Michael Jackson said, "Don't worry about that. Let's take a picture right now." During the picture, the Crips were actually standing there on their best behavior until Michael Jackson throws up the C sign for the Crips and they start losing it and they start putting up the C signs themselves. And from that day on, they called Michael Jackson an honorary Crip. See, the thing is, Michael Jackson really was all about changing the world, but not just singing about it, actually being about it. You got to remember, a good many of his songs are songs trying to inspire the world to be better. They don't really care about us Earth song. Boy went to the favelas of Brazil to shoot They Don't Really Care About Us. When they got there, the kingpins of the area told Michael Jackson's people, don't worry, Michael Jackson good in our hood too. He can go wherever he want. Nobody gonna touch him. He's straight. They even made a statue of Michael in the area where he pulled up at. Now, no offense, side note, but the statue do look a little demonic. No shade. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
I ain't
let
gonna
me show y'all
lie.
the full thing.
Hold on, bro. I hope y'all can see that shit. Y'all can't really see it. Let me move this shit real quick. That shit do look a little crazy.
A little wild.
Look at that shit.
I digress. You see, it's one thing to make a song and talk about changing the world, but Michael Jackson actually lived by his lyrics and would actively try to change the world with his own two hands. And that's what made him a star. So, rest in peace.
Hey, man. Rest in peace, MJ, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, bro.